What's up everyone, this is CoyneDawg here with another GTA video. So in this video we're going to be looking at how to win more races by understanding stunt tubes and how they work with the cars. So I've got a few tests here to show you to kind of help explain this. So we're going to run the RE7B through here, so that's obviously the fastest car in the game as it stands today. This first test here we're not really using the walls or anything like that, we're just kind of driving as low as we can without spinning out, said with the RE7B, which is the fastest car in the game as it stands today on most circuits. So that's the first test there, and so we've got a time with that one of 23.431 seconds. Now this next test here is to really show the difference between not using the walls and then using them a little bit. So I'm not, riding them all the way up or anything like that, but I'm using them a bit. And as you can see, I'm not quite up to the halfway point on the tube, the blue line there, but it's certainly using it a lot higher than I was before, and that throws out a lap time of 23.220, so slightly quicker straight away than the initial one. So you can see straight away there, just by using the tubes a little bit, the lap time benefit that you can get from it. And then this one here is where we're basically using the tubes as high as you can go, really, you could go higher, but it just gets a little bit iffy when you get further up, so I try not to go much higher than I am here generally with races, because you do run the risk of going that little bit too high and spinning out, etc. So then that one there, we've done a lap time of 22.639. So this slide here just kind of shows you the difference between them. So from no tubes all the way down to the full tube, you're basically looking at around about 0.8 of a second in total from test 1 all the way down to test 3. So you can see straight away just how significant the improvement can be if you're using the tubes and riding those tubes. So it's really important that you do that if you want to win more stunt races. Now that this next one here, I'm doing the same test but with the Untitled GTB. I had someone comment on my videos to say that they'd chosen an RE7B to do a stunt race and they'd been annihilated by a Untitled GTB. So I wanted to make this section of the video just to kind of explain why that is. So I'm doing exactly the same test here. This is obviously with the one where we're running low in the tubes, and straight away we've got a lap time of 22.914, which is only 0.3 of a second slower than the RE7B that was fully riding the tubes. So you can probably see already where this is going to go. So the same test again here, the second test here, just riding the tubes a little bit, not going over that halfway line, but just doing it enough to get that benefit. And you'll see when we get to the end of this that the lap time increase on this car compared to the RE7B is quite significant, and I'll go into why I believe that to be the case later on in the video. But yeah, so on this second test here where we've used the tubes a little bit but not all, not fully riding them, the lap time was 21.882, so that is already far quicker than the RE7B. And then this last one here is where we're riding the tubes up as high as we can get, really attacking the corners as much as we can. As I said in the other video though, you could go a little bit higher than what I am in here, but I don't personally like doing it because I feel if you go too high then you run a big risk of spinning out. So that's kind of like, in my opinion, a safe height to go to when you're in the tubes. So this one throws out a lap time of 20.853. As you can see on here, this just compares the lap times between the two vehicles throughout. So on test 3 with the full use of the tubes, this car is 1.786 seconds faster than the RE7B, which is a huge amount of time on such a short little track. And I believe that the reason for this and why the cars like the Untitled GTB, the T20, cars like that are so much better at the tube riding is because they're a little bit smaller. If you look at the size difference of them, it's not a significant difference, but it's enough. And I personally think that the RE7B is dragging itself along the floor a little bit when you go through the tubes, which is slowing it down rather than speeding it up. I have got an idea for a test that I could do to try and prove this, so which I might use in a later video, but that's just my current theory. But it's a definite fact that smaller cars are better through the tubes than the bigger cars. So if you're doing a stunt race that has a lot of tubes, then you don't choose an RE7B or a Tempesta or something like that, because you will not be as quick as some of these smaller vehicles. And then the other test that I've got here just to show you guys is to show you the importance of when you're in a straight tube, so not one that's got a corner, why it's important to still use the sides. So I've just done a couple of, three tests that I did before in a similar way again. with the Untitled GTB Custom. So I've just driven straight through the tube there, not used the sides at all. and that's throwing out a lap time of 16 seconds and 0.112. Then we've got this one here, and this is the reason I've done this is because you see a lot of people do this in stunt races. So they will, when they come out of a corner and there's a straight, they will stay just like this all the way along one side of the tube, and then obviously it'll lead into another corner if you're on a race. It is a little bit quicker on this example, but I think that's just down to the momentum gain by coming down the tube at the other end. But then if you watch this one now, this is in my opinion the best way if you're on a straight section of tube to do. So by going up and down like this, you're gaining momentum each time you come down the tube, as you'll see when you get to the end. So I've just done it that way, and the lap time that throws out is a 15.192, which is over 1 second quicker than, you know, not riding the tubes at all. So it's a pretty significant amount. So if you combine these two things of riding as high as you can, and then when you're on straight sections, weaving from one side to another, this will certainly help you to win more stunt races. And then if you check out my other video on Kerb Boosting as well, and you combine that with the use of the tubes that you've seen here in this video, then you will be significantly quicker than a lot of people. And obviously picking the right car. As I said, if you're in a race that's got a lot of tubes, then do not pick an RE7B or a Tempesta or a Tyrus or something like that, because they're big cars and these smaller vehicles will be much quicker than you. If you've got a track that has, you know, a lot of turns and normal track, then the loss of time in the tubes will be outweighed by the RE7B and things like that on the normal circuit. So it's a balance between the two, but obviously picking the right car will give you that benefit. So that's it for today, guys. I hope this video has been useful to you. Feel free to subscribe, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video. Thanks very much.